Hello, everybody. This is Jack, and I'm so surprised today about a special guest, and I'm excited. We just did the audio setting, and we got it to work. So, hi Terry, hi Garish, Corey, Kevin, Don, Brad. So, so sit back and relax. I would say I always like your input during this mastermind. Wondering how I should introduce Cynthia. So once in a while, you feel during your webinars and to support and the other things that you have really smart people on the other end, where you communicate with. They get feedback, they correct me, they give good answers, and Cynthia is one of them. And I don't know exactly how I got connected with Cynthia, but I felt it's good to have a stronger connection with Cynthia. I think a couple of months ago, and was sharing with me how she was successful with signing up clients, and then my ear always starts to open, and I'm so curious how Cynthia does it. And Cynthia, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be on here. Of course, a little nervous, first time on a webinar with Jack, but I have been training with Jack for over a year now, and I know how all of you feel. Oftentimes, it's just very, very confusing. There's so much to learn, but if you stick with it, you will see that you will be getting clients and you'll be making your clients very happy. I do love using Jack's tools. And so yeah, we got connected a little further in July, and I've been trying to help out with a lot of the wording and all of that stuff. So let me hand it back over to you, Jack.
So Cynthia is actually a little bit holding back, I feel. So tell a little bit about your education and about your experience, because that kind of explains where we talking with, where we have on the call.
Well, gosh, of course I have the advantage of being born here in the United States, and I actually was one of the original salespeople who worked for, I don't know if anybody of you guys know GoTo.com, or they later called it Overture, but I was one of their original salespeople, and they were an Ideal Lab company who pioneered the whole cost per click, or what we call PPC model, that Google copies now. So I got my introduction into internet marketing back in 1999, and I did very well there. Ended up moving to Orange County and had to get another position. So I have worked with a lot of professionals like insurance brokers, financial planners, accountants, those types of business owners. And in working with them through my experience, I'm able to understand what they're looking for, what their pains are, what they need, and also I've been able to learn how to say things in a way that is important to them, because everything that we do it's not about what we want to tell them, but really what's important to them. So all those years since 1999, and then all up until about 2019, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of small business owners that we all work with. And in working with them, it's helped me to really kind of understand what they're going through, and then also be able to identify the different types of niches who will pay you more on a monthly basis, especially with what we're talking about, Jack will be talking about today.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have seen my email, but really, this is well worth your time. The thing what I really like about Cynthia is that she can really listen and say the things that make sense, and also say it in a way that she get the things done which she wants to get done. So maybe that's a women thing too, huh? But she really nails this down to convert those clients, convert those prospects to real paying clients. And I know. So, so Cynthia, I don't know if you already want to hit the nail. I'm not sure if you are ready. How you kind of position your offer. Who likes to?
Okay.
You guys are ready for that, or you feel we like to hear other stuff first? Donna's
I
ready. Corey is ready. Jeffrey's ready. Hi,
so
Patty.
Jack, did you
Yeah.
want to go through the package that you put together, or do you want me to
No,
kind
no,
of go
no, no.
through how to sell? Okay,
No,
kind of
how to.
how to work it.
So let's say you meet the client. I don't know how you convert a prospect to a client. That's actually I can do the fulfillment. Huh? The fulfillment I
Hmm.
can demo live, but how to convert a prospect to a client? That is kind of the secret. Huh? That is kind of
Oh,
what we all need help with.
okay, sure. So what I've found is a lot of my success has been in person, really talking or seeing people. Even if you go to a store, if you go to a restaurant, or people that you know that might have a business, just to get started, right? Because you just kind of need one to prove to yourself that this all works, and it gives you the confidence to talk to more people. One of the things that have learned over the time is sometimes when we're nervous, we tend to talk too much. And we end up like talking somebody out of working with us instead of working with us. So I've gotten in the habit where I always carry with me. I have a tiny little spiral notepad that I keep in my purse, and when I meet with somebody, if I just happen to meet them, so for example, my husband and I were in Napa last weekend, and we happened to walk into a store that it was a new shoe store. This gentleman, it's his new business. He designs shoes for men at more affordable prices, but they're very, very nice. And so I started talking to him and asking him, how long he's been in business, how things are going, and was complimenting him on they were really nice shoes, nice pricing. And then I just happened to ask him, I said, do you have a website, or what are you doing right now? Are you What are your plans to get the word out? And so I normally just will ask them a few questions, say something nice about their business, and then ask them questions. And then I will listen and take notes, because generally they're going to be telling you what they need. And so that's how I get the conversation started. I've also just, I got to tell you, only like last weekend, I went to a networking event, and then maybe last month I went to one other. So I've only been to two now since COVID. And when you meet people there, you always find when you're networking that people are always trying to sell you, right? So what I do is I go and I listen to what they're saying. So I ask them questions about their business, and I let them talk, and I let them tell me all about their business and all of that. And then after they feel like they've been listened to, right? Then they'll ask you about what your business is. And so, like I'll mention my business, and I will say, one thing that I feel I might be able to help them with. And what I'm finding is when I do that, people will actually seek me out and say, I need your card. I want to talk to you. And so far, I haven't really had to now schedule any meetings with anybody, which is very different for me, because normally I've always had to make cold calls. I've always had to work very hard. But by doing it that way and just listening to them, they end up asking me, if I can, take a look at their website. Can I put together a plan? So, for example, I went last Wednesday evening and there was a solar guy with solar, but he sells only commercial solar. And so after our meeting, he came up to me and he handed me all his brochures and he said, "Please take a look at my website, take a look at what you see here." And he actually pays up to $10,000 per referral. So he has a good budget to invest, right? Even if it's after the fact. But he wants me to put together a whole plan for him because he wants to dominate all of Southern California when it comes to commercial solar. So so the best advice I could say is just seriously, just listen and let them talk because I know we get so excited about what we can do for them. But if you just listen to them, take notes, and then you have a chance then to later prepare something like you can schedule a follow-up meeting with them, or they will be begging you to meet with you so that you can help solve their problem.
Good. Mm. So, what is your typical offer to uh, to help them?
So generally what I do is I always take a look at their website first because I feel that the messaging is so important. You find that 99% of the websites out there are brochures that all talk about them as the company and they don't talk about what they as a company can do for their clients. So that's where I start off is I take a look at their website, I take a look at their messaging and I gauge, you take a look at who are they trying to talk to. So I'll ask them, I'll find out who are your ideal clients? What kind of things are they suffering from? What are they looking for when they're looking for you as a business? So I'll ask them all sorts of questions like that, and then that's what is a guide for me so that I can then put together a plan and really look at their website from that point of view, right? If I was a potential customer for them, would I truly like and want to go with that company? Does that company understand me? And so that's what I generally will start off with is looking at their website, making sure and normally whenever I put together a plan for them, their website, whether it be if I need to redo their messaging, that could be in the plan, or maybe it's creating a website for them. A lot of them have outdated websites. So creating a new website for them or website that is mobile responsive, that looks good. Also making sure even their photos, I really spend a lot of time looking at and getting photos that are going to be emotional for their potential clients. So I will, start off with that, and then I always do talk about different things like how important it is to make it easy for people to do business with us. So that is definitely one of my favorite products or software that Jack offers is the Connect Boss. I have to tell you, I absolutely love that product. And for all my clients, basically, I almost insist, well, I explain to them why it's so important that they have the Connect Boss. And the reason why is because really, well, first of all, 96% of people aren't ready to buy when they're first on your website. And then when they're on your website, 2 out of 3 people, I heard that somewhere, and I think I've seen it, read it different places, that 2 out of 3 people are prefer to text instead of make a phone call. And so the very first time I started off with Connect Boss, I put it on one of my clients that has had his website for like 15 years. And I, of course, did everything I could with his messaging to make it nice. And he has never, ever, ever had anybody fill out his form. And he had forms all over, right, on all sorts of different pages. But I got to tell you, the very first day that I put it on, he started getting text messages from people. So that is very, very important because with us, it's sometimes hard to keep building websites and building websites, right? And it's important for us to have residual. So I focus on that, on gathering the leads, being able to capture them for that client so that no matter what kind of marketing they want to do, they won't ever lose that lead. So I focus on putting together, like my managed hosting package is really like a lead capture package that happens to include managed hosting as well. And I generally will charge them, 200 a month. And when I present it that way, and I put together and I list everything for in my plan that I put together for them, and then in the invoice, I do also include, I put in 500 minutes of phone calls or text messages. So I prepare them that if they have a lot of volume, then I'm going to raise the monthly price, right? And I tell them I pay for every single call or every single text. You and I know we're not paying very much, but it opens it up so that as your clients, their business grows, you're growing their business, they're getting more calls, then you can also increase the cost. So you're always at a level of profit.
Okay. So I learned something from you the other day. You don't call it connect both, huh?
No, I call it an instant connect tool because that for them, so when you talk to your clients, you always want to talk to them in kind of terms that they will understand. And so it makes sense to them. I tell them I install a special tool, right? We know it's a widget, but you don't use those words toward them. I say I install a special tool on your website so that when they're on your website, any page they're on, this little tool will pop up and it will allow them to instantly connect with you. And you can decide what that is. I do at minimum a phone call and text. And I find that just by having even just the phone call and text, I think sometimes if we get a little, if there's a little too much going on, it makes it more intimidating. So I feel like just doing even just a call or a text where they have those two choices, then it's worked out really well. If they want to schedule an appointment, with the Connect Boss tool, you can always build in some automation, with the automatic text messages where you could always link over to to set the appointment. But I got to tell you, when we're dealing with most small businesses, they want to get that contact and they want to talk to somebody right then and there. And that's what I convey to my client is that they want their potential customers and clients to be able to instantly connect with them, and even if they miss the phone call, they're never going to lose that phone number. They can always call that person back.
Are they installing the mobile app?
Yes. So I do have them, and so I do explain that when I put together my package. I know, Jack, I think I had given you a list of kind of like the way that I position it. And so if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to kind of read off the list of the way that I do it. Let's see here. I think. Okay, so basically, here's what you want to do because I have made the big mistake of calling it my managed hosting package, and that's the only time that I ever got pushback because then it turns it in your client's mind into a commodity and not into the huge value that you're giving. So you want to focus on the lead capture portion of the bundle that you put together for them. And then one of the added bonuses, of course, is going to be the secured hosting portion. And so how I explain, to my client why this package is so important to include it in on their website is, I tell them, like, when you're pouring tons of resources into your marketing and advertising to drive people to your website, you really want to ensure that those visitors are captured. So your marketing and your team can follow up and keep in front of them as much as possible. And then that way, when they're ready to move forward, your company is at the top of their mind. And so what I will do is I include it's, of course I create the website, and generally I charge $1,500 minimum to create, and I create very simple websites. I got to tell you, I'm kind of intimidated and I move like a snail when it comes to creating websites. So I have almost like a lead capture page, right? I have one main page, and then I might have a few other pages for services, and really that's it. But I charge them $1,500 one time, and then I will charge them $200 per month ongoing for the lead capture bundle. And so what that includes is it includes, first of all, the Instant Connect tool for direct from website calls, text messages, appointment setting, and emailing. And I list that out. I will list that out like that because I will put together a PDF for them on my plan where I'll do step one, step two, step three, because people appreciate when you move them in steps and then they can swallow the spend. When you're dealing with small business owners, eventually we want to get them to maybe 10,000 a month, right? But we never want to start off there. We start off one step, then step two, step three, and that's exactly how I list it out. So I list out that Instant Connect tool for direct from website calls, text messages, appointment setting, and emailing. I also list out that it includes a tracking number with up to 500 minutes of calls or text messages, and I do explain to them that that's combined. So if they go over, we're going to need to increase the monthly price, and they feel that they are definitely getting a killer value there, because what other marketer offers them something like that? I then also list out an additional item as the Instant Connect app and the back office that records all of your prospects' calls, their text messages, and their mobile numbers. And I explain to them kind of how the app will work, where they can be anywhere and they can still get those potential customers calling them. They can still communicate with them. They can text them through the app. They can call through the app, so they never have to share their own personal information or personal numbers with those clients until they're ready to do that. And then there are also other clients who prefer going online, going on the website. So I have a client who prefers to do that, because when he's responding to the text messages, he rather use his keyboard to reply back than always using the app, but he has the app as he needs it. I also do list out managed hosting. So whether it be managed WordPress hosting for Jack's WP Gateway, or I like to use Rapify myself because, again, like I said, I am terrible with websites, and I feel like it's so much easier and I don't feel so inhibited building the websites, because I feel like everything's in there, and if you need it, you don't have all these plugins that need to be updated and all of that. That just stresses me out. And then I'll list out, that you're going to have 99% uptime. I always make sure I have, with the hosting, that it's going to be, like with Jack, you have the secure hacker protection, which if you go to GoDaddy or Namecheap, none of them really have that. And I know Jack can explain a lot more, because that is a little over my head, but I know I have that trust that he's taking care of it, because he lists, that's one of the things that is way better that you can get compared to where you normally would go for hosting, right? I always also include the SSL certificate, and I explain to clients how important that is to make sure that your website is secure, even if they aren't submitting information or personal information on there. So, for example, today I tried to go to the website for that solar company, and they work not only across the nation but internationally. And I got to tell you, my browser blocked it because they didn't have their SSL certificate on. And I talked to the guy today, and I'm like, "Your website's not loading. Do you have a website?" And he said, "Yes, I do." And then I realized it was being blocked. So he ended up fixing it, but I told him, I said, "I think there might be a problem with your SSL certificate. I can help you with that if you'd like, but maybe you have a way to get that through the way that they already had gotten their hosting." So they did take care of that. I also list out technology updates, right? Because how many updates do we get for our phones, for every software package? You want to list that out, and I talk about it because I let the client know that they're going to get the latest technology. And so the platform that I'm putting their website on is going to be updated. Their website's going to be updated. It's going to be all current, and they're not going to have any of this out of date stuff that doesn't work. And then I list out as another separate item weekly backups, because what if something happens? I know, with Jack, he's backing everything up. So if things got lost, they can be found. And I got to tell you, even with Rapify, I still will make a copy and save it in my Rapify accounts. I have my clone site, just in case anything ever happens, it's still there. And then I also will I'll list out 1 hour per month of any website changes. And I let my clients know that I normally charge $250 per hour to change a website. So by putting this all together, it is an absolutely irresistible offer, because I tell them, it's up to them. They can do whatever they want, and if they want to just pick what they want, no matter what, if they're picking what they want, they end up paying way more than what I'm selling this bundle for. And I got to tell you that 9 out of 10 clients never ask for me to update their website, and it may be me. I might decide I want to change some wording, and I decide to change it for them to help them out, or I thought of something better. But that's a great thing. Now, if you feel like it's going to be a client that's going to be making changes all the time, then, maybe you want to limit it to 30 minutes and then give them, and then, list out in your plan how much each additional hour or each additional 30 minutes will cost, so you can manage their expectations. But that's how I put it together, because it's just loaded with value, and you're separating yourself out from every other marketer out there, and it's a completely different package and different approach than they've received anywhere. So I hope that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. So I put that note here below because you do not want that your prospect can compare prices. If they can, and they can compare price if your package is the same as another marketer. So you want to offer something that is unique. The second thing is you want to offer something where they get result with. So with a good landing page, with Connect Boss or Instant Connect, they will get results. Then I had, so here, what do you say 1 hour normally charge for that? So you want,
I say $250.
okay, so I had that, I missed that. Then you specify prices, other prices, or you just mention only this price?
That's the only thing. That's the only thing I will mention.
Okay,
If they do ask, so say they want to get their own web hosting, I tell them, sure, that's okay. If they want to get the Instant Connect tool on its own, I do tell them it's $149 a month.
okay. So without hosting,
Mhm.
it it is $149 per month. Correct?
And that's only for Connect Boss. But if they need me to
Oh,
make any
okay.
updates,
Okay.
That's only for the Instant Connect.
Okay.
That's only for Instant Connect.
Only Instant Connect.
And then I'll let them know if they want me to make any changes to their website. It will be $250 an hour.
Okay. Okay. So only Instant Connect, and if they want something else from this package, they pay for it. If they
Exactly.
choose if they choose the whole package, they only pay $200 per month, which kind of sounds cheap now, huh? But
Exactly. And I got
but
to tell you, so I can tell you which industries will pay that in a heartbeat. Is
okay. Now it comes interesting. Everybody wants to know the industries. Yeah. Okay.
okay. So when you're dealing with professionals like insurance brokers, financial planners, I think even accountants, they're under so much regulation with their licenses and with the laws and all of that that sometimes they can't even have you create their website. Some will if they're independent, but some if they work for large firms they can't. However, they already will pay easily 149, 199, two
Yeah.
ninety nine a month just for their website and some supposed SEO stuff that it never happens for them.
So you
So
call
they are already paying.
okay. Can I repeat that? Professional.
Professionals, I would say licensed professionals. So like insurance brokers, financial planners,
And you have yeah.
and even probably accountants as well.
Okay. I love accountants, CPAs. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I love those. That's actually my niche. If I would choose one of those three. Yeah. So
Right, because and I agree because you know what insurance brokers I have found well, sometimes it can be very specialized so it can be a
yeah.
little hard, you know, especially when, you know, I'm doing Google ads too. Financial planners are under a lot of restrictions. So, you know, you have to okay everything with them, you know,
Yeah.
and make sure it's in the right words. So that's why those two are a little more difficult, but I have a lot of experience with them. I actually am a licensed insurance agent myself, so I know how to speak to them and I've worked with them. They've been my clients since 2002. So I know the pains they go through and what they need.
Okay. When you do all the setup, you create a website and you put the widget on it. What is your ongoing effort each month?
So if it was if it was only just the website and the widget, then I would have no effort after that. But my objective is to have them do other things. So I do, you know, the other things like Google Ads. I added in Google Ads.
Correct. You add other service, but for those
Exactly.
$200 per month, you do nothing, correct?
I do nothing. Yeah.
That's what I
So
like. That's what everybody likes to hear.
exactly. Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now,
And then I do have, you know, like I do have another tool like for the reputation. So,
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah. But and
So,
again, you set it up and then you really don't have to do anything, right? So that's what I'm trying harder to have those types of clients.
so after setup, discuss, discuss other services.
Exactly. And
Okay.
so when I take a look at and I take the time to write out steps for them and my plan for them and it will, you know, the other and then I will give them marketing options based on the market of what I recommend. They do in the order that they do it and I actually create the document, I turn it into a PDF. I normally have their logo on the top of the page and I give that to them and I give it with the pricing and all of that. And it's kind of like their guide on what the next steps will be.
Yeah, you become their in-house marketer or their go-to
Hmm.
marketer.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, can you, so I'm highlighting this now. Can you tell us, everybody, what you did the past months for me?
So Since the past month, you mean since June, since we
Yeah,
started working together? Yes.
yeah,
So what I have been doing is I have been working with Jack on he and his team are creating landing pages in all the different niches. And so this list is extremely, extremely long, but I have been working on that list and working on the most I can get because I got to tell you, I am like a snail when it comes to websites. But to get the wording and everything right, I am working on those landing pages to make sure that they are more looking for that specific niche and their clients. It's talking to their potential clients, and I'm doing all of the copy, redoing all the copy,
correct.
so
So,
that it
so
it it talks to them, speaks to their potential clients.
correct. So you need not only did the spelling, what normally other people do for me, huh? But
Uh-huh.
you looked also if what if the content, the wording was speaking to the potential website visit, to the potential customers.
Exactly.
And
And
then
I do a lot of research too. Like I look at all
correct.
sorts
So
of
you
different websites to make
and
sure
that
I'm speaking
and
to them.
then what you did is you looked at if the picture is really attracting, so that the
Hmm.
picture has a nice color, but also makes sense related to the offered service.
Yes. So I go through all of the pictures and I make sure that the pictures I feel have a good professional representation, and then also that they help explain, because generally on the landing pages, what I do is before I'm looking at the landing pages, I'm looking at all the competitors and I'm figuring out what are the three main services I want to talk that we should be talking about, and I break them out. So then it gives me the whole guide on all the wording and everything, and then I look at every single photo, and if I don't feel like it conveys it right, then I go and I get nicer photos, and Jack makes sure they're royalty free. And then I have complained to Jack a few times about the colors if I feel like the colors aren't right. So I think I was working on I think it was a wedding planners, and it had some color to me that did not make sense at all. You wanted certain feels, so I even got different. I made a list of him and got the hex nut color numbers and all of that and samples, and I said it should be in these types of colors for the website. So that's what I've been doing for Jack and the landing pages.
Correct. So how many did you do? A lot,
Oh,
huh?
I don't know. I feel like I've barely made a dent, but I think we started working, I think the last week in June, and it's been about five every single week, except for the past couple weeks because we've been working on this other stuff, right?
Yeah,
And then one of the weeks I was working on all the copy for the ERTC, the
yeah.
video,
You did
the
also.
VSL.
Some of you guys have seen the ear to see video, and we went together with Cynthia to it that everything hits the nail. So if you have that video, you are very lucky. Okay, so the last step, you're probably wondering, hey, Jack, can I do this? And that is a fair question. So let me show you in a couple of minutes that you can do this, not only in, let's see, wireless, I need to whitelist it. Okay, I need to whitelist my IP so that I can show you everything on the back end. Make sure. So this is one of the hack protection we did, that inside the gateway part of, that's the disadvantage of WordPress. You really need to have it hack protected. So it takes about 2 minutes. Okay, then, so what I will show you is, of course, this is my plan. End result, end result, and then install the website, and then install the Connect Boss. Okay, and result. So I think, if I remember well, I put here the end result on it, So this is the headline, the text, the call to action, what they are looking for, take a quick read, obligation, best server ever. So those are all, every letter, every image is reviewed and optimized for conversion. So you're probably wondering, Jack, how can I do this? And that is a fair question. So this is just domain name, and this has an old website on it, and I want to install the new website on it. So this is an old website. It was not bad, but it's nothing compared to the new one. Okay, so I just click on install, or you can do buy domain name and install. So I do install, and then I said I want to use local team Jack. I need to make sure that the password is get up, get accepted, and then I search on auto repair. Let me do auto repair. I probably have several auto repair landing page. So that is the new auto repair landing page. So they have the landing page as wording. I select this, and then I click on install theme. So now WP Gateway will install that website in a click. Okay, do you want to override it? Yes. If there's a new domain name, it would not show that message. So now this is installing the new landing page on the domain. You can order the domain inside the Gateway. You can also link a domain name if your domain name is somewhere else. So you have so I don't know. I think it takes about 3 minutes to install it. And then you get all those information, and then voila. So now you see this is installed in a second, correct? That's how easy it is. Now let me go inside domain name, and what is missing? What is missing is actually the connect bus is missing, correct? Did you notice that? There's no connect bus on it. See? Connect bus is not on
Yes.
it. So let me go log in the website. Okay. I need to show, when you go to call CD, I need to show that it has a WordPress plugin. I go to the call portal and connect bus widget, all widget, and then you download the WordPress plugin. Okay, that's all what you need to do after setup, of course. Okay, then this is the old login. Okay, click on login. This is we have them in WordPress and the Repify. So WordPress WP Gateway is for WordPress. Okay, and then you go to plugins. Where is plugins? Plugins, and then you click on add new, and then upload, or here choose file, and then you install the plugin. Okay, once it is uploaded and activated, you see it on the left hand side, delete widget, and then let me delete this. I don't want you to show it. I want to show you from A to Z. Let me delete this. I did not want you to think it is some secret. Deactivate it. Delete. Okay, delete. Okay, add new, upload plugin, choose file, install the widget, install now, activate. I go to the plugin, then it asks email and password. So now you want to enter the email and password, you log in with the call portal. Okay, then let me do this. Okay, this is the email, and this is the password, and then add connection. Good, then you click on lead widget, then you select the widget you want to show, because it can have multiple widgets, and then select widget. Okay, now you go clear the cache, and I go view website, visit website, refresh it, and here I have the widget. Guys, see this? The widget. Okay. Is it 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes? Huh? And now every change you make in the widget, you can just do in the call portal. 5 minutes it took to install the website and install the widget. And everybody can do this. And if you cannot do it, we will do it for you.
Hey Jack, how did they change so they installed the website. How did they go in and change the information
Okay,
for the
okay.
company information?
So you log in the website. Okay, where is it? Okay, log in, dashboard. Then you see Team Deck Biz, and I see here the contact information. Like here's the phone number. Let's say 954, and then we do 555 666. Okay, you just changed the information. Save changes. Then you always need to clear the cache in WordPress, huh? And then change it and refresh it. And then you see everywhere, okay, it should change this is auto repair near me. Okay, it should have changed. Let's see if we have the contact information. And then save changes. It should have changed. Online company name. Santa Food street is street. Save change. Is always cache. Update so the cache has been cleared. Visit site. Okay, you see here 5 of our 66. There's always that cache problem, huh? You see in the contact information here, you change it. You just change this contact and change that information. Okay, here I clear the cache. You see this? Clear the cache. But as always with WordPress, best is that is clear the cache and refresh. So in the contact information, you see all those fields where you can change the contact information. And then the widget, let's say you go, if you say besides, let's say you well, I have call, email, let me add call. Phone widget, phone, you see here now phone, correct? Update. So I make the changes inside the call. You don't need to touch, this is almost old. Okay, you don't need to touch.
So you don't have to touch the website
anymore for the widget. Probably, you see, the call is not showing up. Now I do refresh, Control Shift R, or you do the browser cache. Okay, and now you see call. So any change on the widget, you can do it in the call button. And even if your client doesn't like to pay for a month or so, huh? He's late. You do make it inactive. And now, when you refresh the website, okay, then it will not show anymore. Huh? You see this? So now you miss the widget. Now you can make it active, of course. Huh? He paid, and now you make it active. Let me refresh it. That's always the problem. You see, it's back
And you said it's Control Shift R to
on
clear
the
cache.
Windows, and
Okay.
you can also do browser cache. I don't know. That's the normal way, but I always do Control Shift.
That's way faster. I like that. I'm gonna remember that now.
That
Control
doesn't work on
Shift
the Mac.
R.
I don't know what the on the Mac command is. So, how long did we work on the website? 5 minutes, correct? 5 minutes. Maybe when you're slow, 10 minutes. The first time, 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, you can earn $1,500 for setup and $200 per month. And you get paid $200 a month ongoing, month after month, with no
Extra work.
no monthly work. Huh? And even it gives you the opportunity to add other service. What do you guys think? What do you, I think this package is golden, correct? This is the secret. This is the package.
That
Yeah.
is definitely.
Do you give it a name or not? Or have you given a name?
I think we didn't we call it a lead capture bundle. I think is what we were calling it.
Lead capture. Capture. Okay. Now we had a discussion, okay? I think you said in the beginning and also to me, first you mentioned hosting, and that raised question. And I think you said now I call it for the lead capture bundle with hosting.
Bundle was secured hosting, and I mentioned secured, and I talk about how they don't want their website to be hacked.
Okay. Actually, I love that. I love that. Everybody knows, and that is only the lead, or that is called Instant Connect. Huh?
Instant Connect tool. I call it the Instant Connect tool.
Okay, good. Thank you, Cynthia.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. I hope it helps everybody.
So I'm working on a special offer for this weekend for this whole package. So I feel you need that whole package, which includes the website, includes the Instant Connect Boss, and includes the hosting. And then you have a really agency deal. And if you already have Connect Boss, you will not get it will get subtracted somehow, huh? So that you don't pay twice. So I want to thank everybody for joining today's training. I really appreciate your interaction, and most of all, I appreciate Cynthia to share all this knowledge. If you have questions, you can always send a support ticket, and I love to see you on the next training. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jack.